Fonterra's whole milk powder plant in Darfield is the first greenfield site for the dairy co-op in the 12 years since it was formed in 2001. Stage 1 is now complete at a cost of $500 million, and an additional $300 million is being spent on Stage 2.
Back in April last year, this was still a bare paddock. We now have established the manufacturing site on a 12-hectare area, and that's amongst a total of about 650 hectares of farmland which Fonterra owns here in Darfield. Behind me you can see the milk powder drying tower. Inside that's a spray dryer that's capable of drying about 15.5 tonnes per hour of whole milk powder, and that roughly equates to around 2.4 million litres per day of whole milk off farms. The capacity of the second milk powder dryer is pretty close to double the capacity of the first dryer, so that's taking us up to about 30 tonnes per hour, and that'll be the spray dryer that has the largest capacity of any spray dryer in the world for milk powder. Milk has been growing in the Canterbury region at a rate of around about 5% per year for quite a few years now. Coming through to Darfield, or this area in Canterbury, gave us the opportunity to establish a new manufacturing facility to allow us to have some capacity to grow our manufacturing capability as the milk continues to grow. The milk from this region was going down to Cleanyboy, so that's around about 150 kilometres from this area, return trip being about 300 kilometres. So by establishing the production capacity here, we've been able to save heavy vehicle movements to the tune of about 20,000 kilometres per day. So it's quite significant. Being a new site really gives us the opportunity to lay things out well and not be constrained by any existing buildings or structures and the likes. I guess the milk powder process itself hasn't fundamentally changed, but year on year there are technology improvements and innovations, and so we've been able to incorporate those and to be left with a world-class facility and includes all that modern technology.
We're in our manufacturing dry store, so it's the warehouse for all our finished product. The most interesting innovation in this particular warehouse is the use of natural light. So you can see there's quite a lot of skylight panels, and that just significantly reduces the amount of lighting. The other really interesting thing that's been done is the use of light detection. So when they turn the lights on, it'll just come on as forklifts move through the area and then turn off, or in low light external situations, so significant energy savings. We've got industry best practice technology to control our emissions, and that's applied both to our drying plant and also to the boiler. It's got what we call a bag house, and basically what it is it's a fine filtration through a set of cloth bags, and that removes all the particulates and dust and coal ash. Only the clean air passes through the bag and can go up the stack. And a little interesting fact about our boiler is that it generates the equivalent power that would be required to power 30,000 homes, but yet the discharge out the stack is the equivalent of 17 household fires. We are doing a trial for a biomass alternative fuel source, and that's a miscanthus grass, which is sort of like a bamboo type grass. So we've got 2 hectares planted on that on our irrigation farm, and our boiler's fully consented if we can make it viable. All of the water that is used in the manufacturing process and for cleaning is treated through a wastewater treatment plant on site, and then it's irrigated back onto surrounding farmland. We generally discharge about 3.5 million litres a day, and that's actually more than what we take up out of the ground, because the water that we evaporate out of the milk as part of the drying process is irrigated back. The industry best practice target for dryer plants is a ratio of 1 litre to milk to 1 litre of water used for processing. And Darfield site's currently operating at 0.83 for a ratio, so we're actually under the best practice target.
To date, Fonterra has employed around 120 full-time permanent staff, all of whom are based on.
Doing a wonderful job of showing those showers.
Welcome.